Calling beyond. April hated that Ryan had to go. Her boyfriend was a successful businessman, and as such, he often had to travel. He usually went by plane, but this time, Ryan would be traveling to Denver by train. April drove him to the station and kissed him goodbye before watching the locomotive vanish into the horizon. The trip was only for a week, but still, she was going to miss him dearly. She spent the afternoon watching television, trying not to focus on missing Ryan too much. She had just finished watching the second rerun of an old sitcom when her phone began to vibrate. She looked at the number and immediately recognized it as Ryan. She didn't think he'd be getting any service for a good majority of the trip, but to her delight, it looked as though he had entered a place with enough bars for a call. Quickly, she snapped the phone open and awaited the voice of her beloved. However, no words met her ears, only cold static. "Hello?" she exclaimed into the receiver. "Ryan, is that you?" There was nothing but static for a few moments, and then a click, ending the call. April was confused by this and tried calling him back. However, it immediately went to his voicemail. She frowned, but decided that he must have gone back into a tunnel or something. A little disheartened, she went back to watching TV. Eventually, she grew tired of watching reruns, so she began surfing through the channels. She stopped when she saw a breaking news report. A sinking pit filled her stomach when she saw the headline about a deadly train crash. She had to fight the urge to vomit when she saw that it was a train headed to Denver, the very train that Ryan was aboard. Panic filled her and she scrambled to find her phone. Just as she raised the pad to dial in the numbers, it began to vibrate once more. It was Ryan's number. A wave of relief washed over her and she hit answer. However, once again, all that filled her ears was the sound of a cold static. "Hello? Ryan, is that you? Please answer me. Tell me you're okay." No response. The static flickered for a moment, and then a faint sound could be heard, like choppy breathing, and the sound of faint words being broken up by a bad connection. Before April could make out any of the words being said, the line went dead once more. April's heart soared. The connection was bad, possibly broken up by falling rubble, but Ryan was alive. She tried calling him back several times more, but each time, once again, it went straight to voicemail. She nearly jumped out of her skin when her phone vibrated once more. However, this time it was a strange number that she didn't recognize. She answered and was met with an unfamiliar voice. "Hello? Is this Miss April Reeds?" "Yes, hello. Who is this?" "This is Jefferson County Police. I'm so sorry to have to tell you this, but we found the body of your boyfriend, Mr. Ryan Anderson, at the crash site of the 7:14 train to Denver." No, you've got it wrong. He called me just a minute ago. He's still alive." The policewoman on the other end of the line paused for a moment before responding. "Ma'am, I'm sorry, but you're mistaken. How long ago did you say you received the phone call?" "About 5 minutes ago, right before you called." The woman paused again, this time sounding truly caught off guard. "That's not possible. Mr. Anderson has been deceased for well over 3 hours. The breakdown. As crazy as it may seem, this legend is actually based on a 100% true story. On September 12, 2008, a train carrying 225 riders collided with a freight train moving approximately 83 miles per hour. 135 people were injured, and 25 died. Among those who died was Mr. Charles E. Peck, a 49-year-old father and fiancé to Miss Andrea Katz. Peck's body wasn't recovered until about 12 hours after the crash. However, strangely enough, for the 11 hours leading up to the recovery of his body, many of his loved ones had been receiving strange calls. His son, brother, stepmother, sister, and fiancé had all received multiple calls from his number. And this wasn't just an isolated event either. In total, they were called 35 times throughout the course of the day. They tried answering only to be met with static on the other end of the line, and every time they called back, they went straight to voicemail. Regardless of this, it gave them hope that their loved one was still alive. However, tragically, this was not the case. Strangely, the calls stopped coming only an hour before Mr. Peck's body was recovered. Mr. Peck had died upon impact. Yet for nearly 11 hours, his phone had made countless calls out to his loved ones. It's hard to know exactly what happened, but perhaps Peck was trying desperately to reach out to his loved ones to say one final goodbye. Police still have not been able to figure out exactly what happened with his phone, but upon finding no explanation, have decided to lay the issue to rest. Fantastical as it may seem, perhaps we really can receive calls from beyond the grave. Heartwarming as it may be to some, the thought just sends a shiver up my spine. That's not a call I'd like to be getting anytime soon.